My name is Miss Austin. I'll be reading 33 minutes, page 140 to 148. 12:39. Hey, Sam, Dave Benedict screams and heads my way. Sam's here, Emily Garlocky yells and starts running in my direction. Sam, you guys, it's Sam, Candace Gonzalez announces as she sprints towards me, waving her arms for everyone to follow. I'm standing in the main hallway between the lockers and the front entrance to school. Voices and Vikings come at me from every direction, from every row of lockers, from the science hallway, from the gym, from the cafeteria. Everywhere I look, Vikings in their PE uniforms. Vikings looking at me with disbelief, like I was just released from a prisoner of war camp. The yellow and blue circle surrounding me starts asking questions. Max Newman. Didn't you go to the hospital? Tracy Blocker. How'd they clean up all that blood so fast? Chase Abbott. Are Chris and Morgan still in there? Megan Zakovich. Did you get them kicked out? VJ Reedy. Why don't you have brain damage? VJ appears disappointed and so has been disqualified from the Who Will Replace Morgan as Sam's Best Friend if it comes to that competition. Not that his chances were great to begin with. I try to answer everyone, but they just won't shut up. Some of them are pushing closer, some of them are holding their arms out, preventing the ones pushing closer from getting closer, because I suddenly realize I'm a celebrity. Not only was I supposed to be done getting my butt kicked right around now, not only was I instead knocked out during the food fight, not only did the gossip machine have everyone convinced I was in a coma, not only did I just walk out all by myself and under my own power from the Wagner Middle School back offices, not only might I have valuable information about the fate of Chris and Morgan, but I, because of that whole butt kicking, / getting knocked out, / falling into a coma, / being in the offices thing, I may have just decided their fates. Let 'em talk, let 'em talk. These are the words of Jess Miller, captain of the football team, student council president, and the guy keeping the most popular kid at school chair warm for Morgan. It's too bad that Principal Benson's effort to install surveillance cameras throughout Wagner Middle School failed. Because if there were cameras, I could, after school today, if I'm still alive by then, do something risky and brilliant in order to get a video copy of me in the middle of this giant circle of students. I'll have to go read that. Extremely cool and sometimes frightening 8th graders like Brett Cousins, Stu Gervasius, and Jenny Kimmel, yes, girls can be frightening, are hoping I'll talk to them, are trying to get closer to me because I know something they don't, because I'm someone they're not. Now I understand why some students do really bad things, because I might just be willing to get into a fight every Monday, but with someone a lot smaller than Morgan, if it would make this circle thing more common. I raise my hand, attempting to quiet the crowd, but not really minding the noise, because I don't have any idea what I'll say after I tell them I'm fine. I decided maybe Morgan will still like me if I let him off, and I'm too scared of Chris to get him in trouble. Probably would not be the best way to keep my new cool guy status. Instead, I just say, please, please, but before I'm even done with my second, please, please, I hear the crowd behind me get extra loud. I turn around and see half my circle running down the hall in the direction I just came from, followed, if all the people flying past me right now are any clue, by the other half of what was my circle of coolness. I run after the crowd, even though there's no real point. I won't be able to see a thing from the edge of the new circle forming at the other end of the hallway anyways. My run turns into a jog, and then a walk, and then I pretty much stop when I hear a familiar voice. Sam, hey, wait up. It's Amy, who is probably stuck at the far edge of my circle. She's wearing her PE uniform, a sliver of blue shorts sticking out from under her oversized, extra small t shirt. Hey, Amy. I nod my head a bit, as if I'm still cool. Are you okay? Amy searches for any obvious injuries. Yeah, I'm fine. I listen to the new source of noise, missing my fame. Just a little bump on my head. Where? Amy asks. I look back at Amy, who waits for my answer. I just told you, on my head. No, silly. Amy rolls her eyes. Where on your head? Oh. So I lower my head a bit and carefully touch Tootsie with my fingers. Then I feel another set of fingers touch mine. I lift my eyes to see Amy's small arm. Oh my God, Sam, she sounds horrified. That's huge. I know. And then I don't say anything else because all of a sudden I can't talk. Does it hurt? She asks, hand still on my head. I think the rest of me might be melting. After like 10 seconds, I somehow get my mouth to say, "No, not really," very slowly, which sort of sounds cool that way. Not really? She's not buying it. It kills. I may be giggling. I'm sorry, Sam. And I can tell she actually is. I'm really sorry. Then neither of us says a thing. I'm pretty sure I can hear our silence loud and clear in the middle of the roar coming from the other end of the hallway, because Amy just keeps her hand on top of my head. Even though the pressure of her tiny fingers hurts, it feels good too. Feels good more than it hurts. Too bad I didn't get creamed by two bowls, because Amy happens to have two hands. The floor starts to shake, and me and Amy turn to see Mr. Rosier and Miss Rudick, the two largest teachers at school, angrily heading towards us. Break it up, he yells. Oh man, busted for PDA, public display of affection. Great. I unmelt super fast, pull my head back, and start trying to remember if there are any good hiding places nearby. Off to classes, now, she adds. Amy, looking off to the side like I'm not even there, has quickly glued her arms to her sides. The two giant teachers blow right past us at full speed, and I'm pretty sure Amy's hair flies up in the air as they rush by. They get to the new circle at the end of the hall and start flinging bodies out of the way and threatening anyone who doesn't disappear immediately. Most everyone is gone in a matter of seconds, letting us see who was at the center of that circle, Morgan and Chris. Just then the bell rings. I'd worry about being late, but when everyone's tardy, no one is. Amy says, pulling on the bottom of her shorts and still not looking at me. I better go get my clarinet. Mr. Garfield gets pretty miffed when we're late for band. Yeah, I fixed my hair and try to figure out why my tongue feels like it's been replaced by a rubber surfboard. I probably should get to art. I need to put the glaze on my isosceles triangle before Miss Z puts it back in the kiln. Amy laughs and walks off down the hall. I turn in the other direction and see Morgan and Chris being escorted by Mr. Rosier because they have him for science this period. Just before they turn a corner, Chris notices me. He points at me and then at Morgan. Then he nods his head and smiles like everything is A-okay, which means that nothing is.